Okay. Hello and good day everyone. No? So today we will discuss naman about tangent and reciprocal function. Okay? If piece of theta is a terminal point that has coordinates x and y, then tangent theta is equal to sine theta all over by cosine theta equals to y over by x. Okay? Wherein your x here is not equal to 0. For your cotangent theta naman, cosine theta over by sine theta equals to x over by y, wherein yung y naman natin is not equal to 0. Okay, so nasa tangent and reciprocal functions tayo ha. Then for secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta or 1 over by x, wherein your x again here is not equal to 0. For cosecant theta naman, we have 1 over by sine theta or equal to 1 over by y, wherein yung y natin is not equal to 0 ulit. Now, reciprocal functions, okay? So ito yun, na secant theta equal to 1 over cosine theta equal to 1 over by x, and your cosine theta is equal to 1 over by secant theta equal to x over by 1 or x. That's why yung cosine theta natin lagi here is x. Then your cosecant theta here is 1 over by sine theta equal to 1 over by y. Then your sine theta here is equal to 1 over by cosecant theta equal to y over by 1 or equal to y. Your cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tangent theta equal to x over by y. Tangent theta is equal to 1 over by cotangent theta equal to y over by x. Now, so we will use these formulas, no, to find the functions of the other trigonometric ratios. Now, let us have an example. We have piece of A has coordinates 7 over by 9 and square root of 32 over by 9. What are the tangent A, cotangent A, secant A, and cosecant A? Okay, start tayo kay cosine theta. Your cosine theta here based on the coordinates of piece of A is 7 over by 9 since your cosine theta is x. While your sine theta here is square root of 32 over by 9 since your sine theta is y. Okay? Remember that in a coordinate plane, no, x and y yan. Okay? And your cosine is x, your sine is y. Now, for tangent A, we have y over by x. Okay? So what should we do here? Substitute natin. Your y2 square root of 32 over by 9 over by your x is 7 over by 9. Then, to simplify this one as a complex fraction tayo, okay, get the reciprocal, no, of the denominator here. Square root of 32 over by 9 multiplied by the reciprocal of 7 over by 9, we have 9 over by 7. Then, cancel out natin tong 9. Then, we have square root of 32 over by 7. So, ito yung magiging tangent A natin. Okay? Now, cotangent A naman is 1 over by tangent A. Okay? Now, we have your tangent A here is equal to square root of 32 over by 7. Substitute natin yan. Then, get the reciprocal of square root of 32 over by 7. Then, we have 7 over by square root of 32 times 1, still 7 over by square root of 32. But hindi pa tayo nagtatapos dyan. May square root pa dito sa denominator natin, may radical sign pa. We need to rationalize it. No? To rationalize, we will multiply the numerator and denominator, both numerator and denominator, by square root of 32. No? So 7 times square root of 32 is 7 times square root of 32. Square root of 32 times square root of 32 is 32. So your cotangent A here is 7 times square root of 32 over by 32. Okay, so ito yung magiging cotangent natin. Wala nang lowest term, no? Kasi wala namang common factor yung 7 and 32. Okay? Next, secant A, no? Formula ng secant A natin is 1 over cosine A. Now, what is your cosine? 7 over by 9. Okay? So get the reciprocal of 7 over by 9, we have 9 over by 7. And that is your secant A. Kasi 1 naman to. So 1 times 9 over by 7 is 9 over by 7 pa rin. Now next, cosecant A naman. Now ano yung formula natin? 1 over by sine A. So what is your sine A? We have 1 over by square root of 32 over by 9. Now get the square root of the reciprocal of square root of 32 over by 9, magiging 9 times square root of 32. 9 over by square root of 32. Multiplied by 1, then we have 9 over by square root of 32. Then rationalize natin, no? So no need to cancel out. 9 times square root of 32 is 9 times square root of 32. Square root of 32 times square root of 32 is 32. Okay? Do we need to get the lowest term here? No. Wala kasi silang common factor. So ito yung magiging cosecant A natin. Okay? Now, basta may formula lang, madali lang masunod yung solution na yon. Now, if sine theta is 7/8 and piece of theta is the first quadrant, find cosine theta, tangent theta, cotangent, secant theta, and cosecant theta. Okay? So this time, given na yung sine theta natin. No? Ang hahanapin natin ay yung 5 pang natitira, no, na trigonometric ratio. But your piece of theta here is in first quadrant. So what should we do? Okay, for your cosine theta, we have x. Okay? So to find your cosine theta, we need to use the this formula, no? Actually, this one is an example, is the formula for circle, no? Now, substitute your x, your x here is unknown pa, no? And then your y, substitute your y to 7/8. 7/8 squared is equal to 49 over by 64 equal to 1. Then transpose 49 over by 64. Then we have x squared minus 1 equal to 1 minus 49 over by 6. 1 minus 49 over by 6. Get muna yung lowest term para makuha natin. Lowest term is 64 times 1 is 64 minus 49. Then we have 15 over by 64. Get the square root of both sides. What is the square root of x squared? We have x. Square root of 15. Square root of 15. Square root of 64 is 8. So ito yung magiging cosine natin. Since your x is cosine theta. Now, since nahanap natin si cosine theta, find that tangent theta naman. Your formula for tangent theta is y over by x. Okay? So anong y natin? Si sine theta. Ano si sine theta? 7/8. Si x naman natin is si cosine theta. Ilan si cosine theta? Square root of 15 over by 8. Then, okay, multiply natin, no? 7/8 times the reciprocal of square root of 15 over by 8. We have 8 over by square root of 15. Okay, cancel this out. We have 7 equal to square root of 15. Rationalize natin, no? 7 times square root of 15 is 7 times square root of 15. Square root of 15 times square root of 15 is 15. Okay? Now, here, cotangent theta is 1 over by tangent theta. No? For cotangent theta naman tayo, ito na si tangent theta eh. Now, we have 1 over by what is your tangent theta? We can use this one. Kung ito kasi medyo complicated na, no? Maraming babalik pa natin dito. Ito na kaagad. 7 over by square root of 15. Then get the reciprocal of 7 over square root of 15 is square root of 15 over by 7. Multiplied by 1 is still the answer is square root of 15 over by 7 pa rin. So that is for your cotangent theta. Next, secant theta naman. Your secant theta is equal to 1 over by cosine theta. Okay? So your cosine theta is square root of 15 over by 8. No? We have 1 over by square root of 15 over by 8. Now get the reciprocal. Then we have 8 over by square root of 15. Multiply it by, rationalize natin. 8 times square root of 15 is 8 square root of 15 over by square root of 15 times square root of 15 is 15. So ito yung magiging secant theta natin. Okay? Next, cosecant theta naman is equal to 1 over by sine theta. So, ito yung mga formula na kailangan natin gamitin. Substitute lang, then reciprocal, multiply. Okay? Then rationalize if necessary. Now, your sine theta here is 7/8. Get the reciprocal of 7/8, then we have 8 over by 7. Multiply it by 1, 8 over by 7 pa rin. Okay? Now, punta naman tayo sa exercises, no? If cotangent theta is 3/4 and theta is quadrant 3, find the values of the other 5 circular functions. Okay? So what should we do here? Given lang si cotangent theta, which is equal to 3/4, and yung si theta natin is in quadrant 3. So here, cotangent theta is equal to cosine theta over by sine theta. Meaning to say, no, yung value niya is x over by y. Therefore, your x here is 3 and your y here is 4. Now, to find the cosine theta here equal to x over by square root of x squared plus y squared. No? So ito yung gagamitin natin para mahanap si cosine theta. Hindi lang tayo mag-stick by 3 kasi meron pang ibang value yan. Now, substitute your x to 3. over by your x squared is 3 squared, your y squared is 4, 4 squared. 3 squared is 9, then 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. Then square root of 25 is 5, 3/5, no? So your cosine theta here is 3/5. Okay? Hindi kasi pwedeng magdiretso tayong 3 class eh. Okay? Dapat meron pang ibang, or let us say may denominator yung 3. And that is your 5. Now, next for sin theta naman, okay, we will use this formula, no? Y over by square root of x squared plus y squared. Substitute your y to 4, no, your x to 3, your y to 4 again. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, square root of 25 is 5. So you have 4 over by 5. Okay? Now, since your cotangent theta is 3/4, your sin theta is 4/5, and your cosine theta is 3/5, what is your what is your tangent theta? Your tangent theta is equal to 1 over by cotangent theta. Substitute your cotangent theta to 3/4, then get the reciprocal of 3/4. So we have 4/3 here. 4/3 times 1 is still 4/3. Next, cosecant theta is equal to 1 over by sin theta. Substitute your sin theta to 4/5, get the reciprocal, then we have 5/4. Multiplied by 1, we have 5/4. Next, secant theta is equal to 1 over by cosine theta. Cosine theta is 3/5, no? Get the reciprocal of 3/5, then we have 5/3. Okay? Now, find the values of the 6 circular functions if theta is 5 pi over by 6. Okay? So this time naman, given na yung pi, gagamit tayo ng unit circle. What are the coordinates of 5 pi over by 6? Okay, check natin dito sa unit circle. 5 pi over by 6, we have negative square root of 3 over by 2 and 1/2. Okay? Now, your cosine theta here is negative square root of 3 over by 2. Sin theta is 1/2. What about your tangent theta? Your tangent theta is equal to sin theta over by cosine theta. Substitute your sin theta to 1/2. Your cosine theta naman to square root of 3, negative square root of 3 over by 2. Get the reciprocal of this one. We have 1/2 times negative 2 over by square root of 3. Cancel this out. Then we have negative 1 over by square root of 3. Rationalize kasi may radical sign pa. Bawal yan sa denominator. So para matanggal, i-rationalize natin. 1 times square root of 3 is negative square root of 3 over by square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So ito yung magiging tangent natin. Okay? Next. What about for your secant theta? Your secant theta here is 1 over by cosine theta. No? Now, substitute 1 over by negative square root of 3 over by 2. Get reciprocal. Then we have negative 2 over by square root of 3. Then rationalize 2 times square root of 3 is negative 2 square root of 3 over by 3. So ito yung magiging secant theta natin. Okay? Next, tangent theta equal to negative square root of 3 over by 3. Okay, your sin theta is 1/2. Now, what is your cotangent theta? Your cotangent theta is 1 over by tangent theta. Substitute your tangent theta to negative square root of 3 over by 3. Get the reciprocal. Then we have negative 3 over by square root of 3. No? Then, rationalize natin. 3 times square root of 3 is 3 times square root of 3. Negative 3 times square root of 3 all over by 3. Then, cancel this out. Then, your cotangent theta here is square root of 3. Negative square root of 3 lang. Remove natin to. Kasi na-cancel out na tong 3. Now, what about your cosecant theta? Your cosecant theta is 1 over by sin theta. Substitute your sin theta to 1/2. And then reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over by 1 or 2. Next, find the values of 6 trigonometric functions if theta is 135 degrees. Okay? P sub 135 degrees, no? Ito yung unit circle natin. Hanapin natin si 135 degrees. We have negative square root of 2 over by 2 and square root of 2 over by 2. Ito yung coordinates niya, no? Then cosine theta here is negative square root of 2 over by 2. Sin theta here is square root of 2 over by 2. Okay, yan. Tangent theta is equal to sin theta over by cosine theta. Okay, substitute your sin theta to square root of 2 over by 2 and your cosine theta to negative square root of 2 over by 2. Then get the reciprocal of this one. Square root of 2 over by 2 times negative 2 over by square root of 2 is equal to, okay, cancel this out is equal to negative 1. Okay? Next, second theta naman is 1 over by cosine theta. No. Now, cosine theta natin is negative square root of 2 over by 2. Then, get the reciprocal, 1 times negative 2 over by square root of 2 is negative 2 over by square root of 2. Then, rationalize natin, 2 times square root of 2 is negative, ay, nastali ko na sa amin, negative 2 times square root of 2 is negative 2 square root of 2 all over by square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Then, cancel this out, no? Then, we have negative square root of 2. Okay? So, yung tangent theta natin is negative 1. Now, what about your cosecant theta? Your cosecant theta is equal to 1 over by sin theta. Substitute your sin theta to square root of 2 over by 2. Then get the reciprocal. We have 1 times 2 over by square root of 2 is 2 over by square root of 2. Then multiply again or rationalize natin, no? Multiply it by square root of 2. 2 times square root of 2 is 2 times square root of 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Cancel this out. Then we have square root of 2 here. Okay? For cotangent theta naman, we have 1 over by tangent theta. Substitute your tangent theta to negative 1 since it is equal to negative 1. 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Okay? Now, let us have an exercise. No? So, find the value of 6 circular function given. Given. Rationalize the denominator if needed. Now, 2 pi over by 3. Tingnan natin dito. Ito yung coordinates si 2 pi over by 3. We have negative 1 half and 3 square root of 3 over by 2. Now, what is your cosine? We have negative 1 half. Your sine is square root of 3 over by 2. Now, what about your tangent? Your tangent is sin theta over by cosine theta. Substitute your sin theta to square root of 3 over by 2. Your cosine to negative 1 half. Then, square root of 3 over by 2 times negative 1 half. No. May mali ako dito. So, dito natin to lahat, no? Okay? Get the reciprocal of 1 half. That is 2. Or 2 over by 1. Okay, sige. Reciprocal man. Yan. Then, cancel out natin to. So, your tangent theta here, no? Okay lang. Okay, cancel out natin to. Square root of 3, negative square root of 3 over by 1 or simply negative square root of 3. Okay? Next. May mali na dito, class eh. Ayusin ko lang. Ito square root of 3 na to eh. Yan. Now, to find your second 2 pi over by 3, we have 1 over by cosine theta. So what is your cosine theta? We have 1 over by negative 1 half. No? Then get the reciprocal of 1 half. We have negative 2 over by 1 is equal to negative 2. Okay? So your second theta here is negative 2. Next, cosecant 2 pi over by 3. Ano yung formula ng cosecant theta? 1 over by sin theta. Now, substitute. 1 over by square root of 3 over by 2. Get the reciprocal. We have 2 over by square root of 3 times square root of 3 over by square root of 3 since naka-radical sa yung denominator. Ang tawag dyan, rationalize. 2 times square root of 3 is 2 times square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So your cosecant here is 2 square root of 3 over by 3. Next, cotangent, no? 2 pi over by 3. Now, your cotangent here is equal to 1 over by tangent theta. Okay? Sulitin natin to. Okay? Okay? So, ito yung magiging, yung tangent theta natin is square root of 3 lang yan. No? Yan. Same goes dito. Yan. May mali kasi. Kaya ano. Now, we have 1. No? Okay? So, di na natin kailangan yan. We have 1 times square root of 3. Negative 1 over by square root of 3 times square root of 3 over by square root of 3. Then we have square root of 3 over by square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So negative square root of 3 over by 3. So ito yung magiging cosecant natin. Cotangent. Sorry. Your cotangent is this one. Okay? Now, number 2. Okay, suppose that your piece of theta is equal to 2 times square root of 3 over square root of 2 over by 3 and 1/3. What is your cosine theta? You have 2 times square root of 2 over by 3 and your sine theta is 1/3. What is your tangent theta? Since your tangent theta is equal to sine theta over by cosine theta, then we have your sine theta is 1/3 over by your cosine theta is 2 times square root of 2 over by 3. Get the reciprocal of this one. We have 1/3 times 3 over by 2 times square root of 2. Cancel this out, no? Then we have 1 over by 2 times square root of 2. Then rationalize natin kasi nga may radical sign. So anong gagawin natin? Anong i-multiply? Square root of 2 pa rin. 1 times square root of 2 is square root of 2. Then 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2 times 2. Then we have square root of 2 over by 4. That is your tangent. Okay? Next, second theta. 1 over by cosine theta. Yan ang formula niya. Okay? Then substitute your cosine theta to 2 times square root of 2 over by 3. No? Get the reciprocal. We have 3 over by 2 times square root of 2. Rationalize natin. Then we have 3 times square root of 2 o equal to, all over by 2 times 2 is 4. So ito yung second theta natin. Okay? Next, cosecant theta. 1 over by sin theta. Your sin theta is 1/3. Get the reciprocal. We have 3 over by 1 or 3. Okay? Next, cotangent theta is 1 over by tangent theta. Since your tangent theta is square root of 2 over by 4, get the reciprocal. Then we have 4 over by square root of 2. Then rationalize natin. 4 times square root of 2 is 4 times square root of 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Cancel out. We have 2 times square root of 2. Okay? So that's it. No? Thank you for listening. And again, do not forget to answer your exercises. Okay? So that's all. Goodbye and God bless.